and welcome along and welcome back to Fix Ashes. We're in our 7840 today, which is a little bit dirty. On the back we have got our slurry spreader because once again we're heading down to the animal market. We're going to buy ourselves some slurry, and we've got the I've got the field 11B left to do. Sorry, field 11A. So the top half of field 11 needs to be done today, and so we're gonna get that done with the slurry first. But unlike the last couple of videos, what we're going to be doing is getting Causeplay to do the cultivating and the seeding of the soybeans. We have hit 10 degrees on the ground temperature, so it is good enough today for the soybeans to germinate, which is great news. Yeah, we're gonna get that going. But what we also need to do is, as it's the last day of spring, we've got to get that first cut of grass done. Now there's rain on the way next game day. Let's fill this up. So we need to get it done and cut today at the very least. We can get it collected up next game day, but yeah, we need to get it cut this game day. So plan very much is to be using this 7840 mostly today, putting our cultivating and seeding on Causeplay and getting stuck into the grass work. We've got two grass fields that are going to need cutting. So we've got this one off to the right here, which is the undefined one. I think once we've finished sorting out what we're going to do with this yard, we'll probably end up ploughing this and seeding it properly. At the moment it's not grass that we can do any work on, so that does need looking at. Whereas our field up the top end, field number, what is the field number? Field number 12. Oh, out of the crop. That is fully workable. So we will be getting some stuff done on that at some point. Let's head up here, and we'll just bring this here. So yeah, you can see here we've got this field done in so far as the lime is spread, so we've not got that job to do at least, but we do need to get this done with the slurry. And I'm expecting 4 runs with the slurry tanker again, so it always takes, the thing that takes the most time with us with getting these jobs done and getting these fields prepared has been this slurry. It just takes forever to get it done, and so I think for next year, knowing that it's going to take this long, the aim very much is to be able to have a tank of slurry that can hold 4 loads on this. So we need at least 32,000 here for every field. Now I think the static tanker holds 52, so I think that would be a very good piece of kit for us to have on here, for us to place somewhere around the yard, and would very, very nicely allow us to get things rolling as they should, which would be good, and we can do it that way. Then we want a tanker or something, if we can, maybe a truck or something to fill it up, and do that in as few loads as possible. We are empty already, so the journeys begin. I'm gonna get this field done, and then once we've got that done, we'll get Causeplay running on it, and we can move on to the grass work and get that started. So back down at the field with what I hope is the 4th and final load of slurry. We've already got, yeah, we've got this thin bit here to do, and then we've got a little bit down the other end of the field, so hopefully this tank is going to cover it. Although that is nearly 60, that's nearly well, it's over a third gone on that row there, so yeah, is it going to be enough? Hoping so, hoping very, very much so. If it isn't, it's going to be a very small area that's left that isn't covered. So that won't be too bad, because obviously whatever we don't get and whatever we don't cover with this slurry now, that is going to end up being done or end up being covered by whatever other fertilizer we use later on. So we should be okay. Oh, let's try and keep out of the other crop. And there we go. All right. So, this is very good. I'm very happy with this. And we should be able to get this sorted. Want to cut this off there. Oh, it's got a tiny section. Yeah. But more important is making sure we cover this last little bit here as much as we possibly can. And there we go. So yeah, little patch left, but not the end of the world. I'm not going to run all the way back down to the slurry place to get a little bit that we can cost us a little bit more in normal fertilizer, but is otherwise okay. So what we want to do now is get this tractor back to our yard, get the TW25 out and doing the cultivating. And so let's bring this down here. Oh, we still have this bag of, that's canola. That needs moving, so that needs getting back indoors. Let's reverse this up here. I seem to have a trailer or sort of parking area along the side here. It's gonna end up being a two-tier yard. I've pretty much decided this is where I want my main yard to be. It is so central to everything we do arable on here that it just seems like an odd thing not to do it at this point. So just gonna that and that. So yeah, it's going to be one of those things where I think we're going to have to flatten out a lower level and do that there. We obviously can't fit our combine in this upper level, so we need to create a barn for that as well. So let's turn this off, and we'll come back to that in a minute. First, we're going to go and grab our TW25. It says 35 at the bottom, but it isn't. This is a 25. And take this out to our field and get this started. Now, the one thing I need to be careful of is making sure that we're not going to destroy any of our existing crops with this. So we've planted the canola. I just need to make sure that the boundary we've got means that we're not gonna be doing or not gonna be cultivating through this boundary over here, because if we are, I then need to redefine this boundary. So here, and we want to load course field 11A edge, and let's just see that actually pretty good. I'm happy with that. So let's then define a course, current waypoint, course generation using the currently loaded course, starting direction. Kind of want to go longest edge. Seems to work out quite well for us. 3 headlands clockwise, headland passes, no, main things first, turn in the corners, generate me a field course, and that is pretty much perfect. Now the other things we want to check is, yep, that should be good, and up the top check we haven't got any vehicle offset, because that does happen. Where are we? Waiting time. Tool offset horizontal, none. Good. Yeah, it's all good. We can just get this going. Now apparently there's somebody's told me there's a convoy setting But I need to go and find it. I need to work out how it is. But we've got a little bit of time to get things set up. Right. So our working speed, I think, is good. We want to slow the working speed down. Field speed here is 24. We'll see what the field speed is on this, and we're going to adjust the other one to move slower than that. So current first waypoint and drive course. So that gets our TW25 kicked off and going. Which means we can come back to this piece of kit. So this is our 6810. This has plenty of fuel. I didn't see how much fuel the T-Dub had. I think it should be all right. We will double check it in a minute. And we'll bring this out, and we're going to load this up with the soybean. So down and open it up. Put a handbrake on, because this one likes to drive forwards. And then we're all lined up with our pallet forks for the soybeans as well. So that's all good. We're going to have to look at getting some solid fertilizer, I think, on our fields. Or we're actually going to be getting we've got some fertilizer barrels here. Many more of those. So I think we're going to end up using those. We want to get a new sprayer. We've not bought one yet. And yeah, we've only got 41,000. I want to get a forage wagon as well. And that's going to cost me about 25. So it's, yeah, there's no really great way of doing this. But we do have the soybeans selling very soon. I think last year's soybeans, we're putting this year's in. And last year's are already aren't sold yet. So let's have a look at that quickly. Best price for soybeans comes in, yeah, in another 3 days. So day 3 of summer, we're going to be wanting to do those. So bring this back, and we'll go put this back in the shed so that they're out of the way. Yeah, we need to get that that thing of canola in. I'll get those in just before we head off to do. Yeah, leave that there. Just before we head off to do the mowing. First, though, let's go and get our 6810 out to the field. The T-Dub is currently doing 4 miles per hour. I think it'll probably go faster than that when it's actually working. If it doesn't, then we need to adjust this a lot. Yeah, there we go. The T-Dub is going 8. So if we set this to go 6, because it's wider anyway, we should be good. So same thing with this. What we want to do is come to this point here. Start course play. See what I mean about it moving forwards. Now, is there vehicle convoy? Ah, right. Let's pop back over here. And we've got... should have a convoy mode here somewhere. Here we go. Vehicle convoy. Okay. And then now, does that work on... Now this is the thing, I have no idea whether this will just work or whether this needs to be the same course. So let's load a course up, field 11B. Let's generate it. Longest edge. 3 headlands again. Up downs. Turn in the corners. Generate me a course. That is the wrong end. And this is the trouble. We need to make... So what you can see here is that is starting at the bottom end, not the top end, which is annoying. So... Why? Ah, because we loaded the wrong field. That is why. So let's reload this. We want field 11A edge. There we go. So clear field 11A edge and then generate from there. So same settings, generate course, and there we go. You can see that that is roughly the same. Right. So handbrake off. And because this is slightly wider and we've set it to do 3 headlands as well, this should stick in about the right place. And this does just show that there are bits of courseplay that I still haven't explored and haven't tried, which I always find amazing. So, drive course, soybeans going in, and it doesn't recognize the convoy. So, yeah, I'm not sure what we have to do to get that to work but hopefully they still won't crash into each other. We had that before. The one thing I do want to adjust is the working speed. Field speed we've got at 29 miles an hour. It's currently 8 kilometers per hour. We'll get 8 miles an hour that the T-dub is going. This is going to do this at 9, so we need to slow this down. That should do it, I think. So after a little bit of adjustment, I've set the field speed to 10 miles an hour here. That seems to have slowed this down to doing about 5, 6. So that's doing 6. So the T-dub is going faster now, which is good news. And that hopefully will keep these two from crashing into each other. We'll see how it goes though. We're going to head back to the farm and I'm going to sort the canola out, and then we're going to head out and do some mowing. Picked up the soybean pallet and just going to load those bags onto the existing one. I do love that function of the realistic seed mod. That is just brilliant. And yeah, we're going to drop this off here like so. Now we need to fill up with fuel. Obviously we are in need of a refill, so let's get that done quickly. We know we've got plenty of fuel left in here still. Right, turn it off, refill it, and there again. And then we'll hook up to this and we can get mowing. Yes, so start this up, start cutting, and the grass is fairly dry, so we do need to watch that. This could end up turning to hay because it's actually fairly good drying conditions today and the next day, but we don't really want hay. We can sell hay, we can make money off hay, but it's going to be more work for us if we do hay, and it won't generate digestate for us. That's the two things. We want to get this down to the BGA because ideally we want to have we want to be creating digestate with this. I think we can still sell hay into the BGA. Gone really wide here. But I don't know if it will do as well as if we sold hay bales to the animal market. So we'll see how we go. We need to cut this field and we need to cut field 12. So we're going to do both those. I'm not expecting a very good harvest on field 12. We haven't given it any lime. We haven't given it any nitrogen. it is just sat there. So yeah, it could be really, really poor harvest off there. But we'll see how it goes. We will fully prepare it for next time. I, though, currently want to just get this bit cut, and then we can go from there. We're getting to the point where where this field splits into two at this point, and you can see we cut down the middle there, and there we go. We're now divided it into two. There is always a nice amount of grass off this field, and even though it's not properly defined as a field, there is a nice amount of grass off this field, always. So it's going to be interesting to see what effect actually setting it up as a full field that we can work on will be. I'm quite intrigued by that. And here's what I was worried about. So we need to take this and stop it. So bring up that stop driver. Lift up. And we'll back it out of the way, and we'll let the T-dub, we'll just put this in the corner for a while. Let the T-dub do its work, and I need to work out how to get this convoy stuff to work. If you do know, let us know in the comments down below. We're just gonna let the T-dub get a little bit ahead now. But that extra width on the 6810 just means even at the slower speed, that is catching up to the T-dub, and yeah, not making things easy for us. Coming to the end of this little grass field now, and not too bad at all. I'm quite happy with this. What I am concerned about is it is 20 to 5. And we do need to get the rest of this done. Having said that, we are in a position where we've still got work going on in the other field, and as a result, we are going to be doing stuff on the farm for a little bit longer. It is getting these two grass fields cut. The thing here is, if we can get these cut today, that means that we are likely to be able to get 3 cuts in. If we leave it another day, we might get 3 cuts in this year, but next year we're going to have problems. And especially with the way we've had weather around here, we are very likely to get snow going into the end of the year. So yeah, we kind of need to clear this out and get this all sorted, and get both of these fields cut. So that is this one finished. So turn off, fold up, and we can head up to field 12 and get that done. We used more fuel doing that than we did across all of the slurry spreading we did at the beginning of this video. That is a little bit crazy. I don't know if this mower pushes this tractor a little bit further, but yeah. Well, there's no way that we could do a dual mower to set up on this, I don't think. We've just not got the horsepower for it. Although I'd like to have a look. It might be possible. We've got 100 horsepower to play with on this 7840. I kind of wonder if this rear mower is... How much is this rear mower? Let's have a quick look in the garage. This rear mower currently takes 60 horsepower. That's interesting. We could retrofit this tractor, because if we look, while this one takes 70 horsepower, 40 horsepower for that one, 60 for that one. Yeah, so we could conceivably put one of these on here and be good. And actually have a dual mower setup. We'd be maxing out the horsepower on our tractor, but it would work. Which would get our mowing done a lot quicker. We'd also have to refit the front of this tractor with a 3-point, which I think we can do while we've got the front loader on. If not, then yeah, we'd have to basically take the front loader off and put the 3-point on to do it. But that's not a huge problem if we're just doing it when we're doing that stuff. If we're doing it when we're doing the mowing, so that's not too bad. Down here is our yeah, so that is the bottom of field 11. What I want to do is, as we go past, we're going to hop the fence, check on the status of the field, see how much further ahead the T-dub has got, and then maybe restart this up. Okay, the T-dub's had some time to get going on the field, so let's restart this. So starter up, we want to set this to go to the current waypoint and get ourselves back on and drive course. I'm not quite sure why this is so wobbly. Whoa, no, that's a gap. Let's go nearest waypoint. That will be better. Drive course. Again, right, okay. It's not on and running. Let's turn it on. Run it. Right, now we'll drive course. There we go, and hopefully that is far enough ahead of our T-dub to get going while we head up to the much bigger than we've just cut field 12 and see if we can't get ourselves a nice big cut of grass off of here. Either way, we're going to make money from cutting this grass, so long as we get it done before the rain comes. That is our biggest issue, is we know we've got rain on the way at the end of the next game day. It may be a bit of a rush to get this all done, but we'll give it a go. Turn it on, drop it down, and away we go. Now here's something I hadn't expected. 3 cuts in, and we're getting a good idea, or beginning to see the shape that the yield of this field is taking, and it's pretty good. We've got a yellow verging on green, so that is, I think, about 90% yield on here, and considering that we've done no lime, no fertilizer on here, that I'm fairly happy with. Shows just how good this field actually is, because fully doing it, this field can go up to, I think it's about 125% yield, if properly careful. So yeah, it's a very good field, this, and this is one of those things where we are gonna get this field prepared, and next year we will put a crop in it. We'll get it all grass this year. We're going to leave that little field there as alfalfa. We know we can make alfalfa hay out of that, and make some good money from that. And that should flower like once a year, I think. Alternatively, we could make it grass as well, but alfalfa works just as well, to be honest. And we know that hay sells pretty well. Also, if we run out of hay on our farm, we can feed alfalfa hay to the horses as well, I think. I do need to double check that, having said that now, but I'm fairly sure the horses will take the alfalfa hay. And if not, as I said, we just sell it, and it will sell for a decent price. Looks like we've got a patch of field in the middle there that isn't just isn't scanned. Or actually, no, it seems to have failed. It's the first time I've seen it in a while, a grass crop fail. But yeah, it looks like we've got a piece of failed crop there. And hence the no result on the harvest as we're going over it. In fact, we've got another section here as well. And you'll see that it'll create a cutout in the harvest layout as a result. It didn't. That's interesting. Yeah, in fact, this one down here didn't do it either. Is that weeds or is that... No, that is grass. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that created a cutout. So yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of patches here that either haven't grown or are just not working as they should, or aren't even grass field at all, which is always a distinct possibility. But either way, this field seems to be doing pretty well and should give us a good amount of grass. What I'm hoping is that we are going to be in a position where, yeah, this doesn't all dry out to hay, and we're able to get it so that we can dump it in the BGA. And so we'll get a forage wagon fairly early on next time. I'll probably set a tractor doing the rowing up, and we'll go and get the forage wagon and follow up behind. I think we're about 2/3 of the way through this grass field now. It's gone 8:30 in the evening in game, so it's another long day here. But we've accomplished a lot. We're looking, it's just looking over in the other direction, and yeah, both our seeder and our cultivator, I think, are now on the headlands. Which is really good. That means the soybeans are in today. They should germinate, which means we'll get an earlier harvest of those than we did last year, which is really good news. We got this grass cut today, or we will have this grass cut today. So that means that we should get 3 cuts of grass off here this year. As I said, I think this year we'll look at using this field as a grass field, making as much money from this into the BGA as we can, because we don't need to create any silage or hay from this. Hopefully overnight this won't dry. If it does, then we just put the hay. As I said, I think we can sell hay at the BGA. I think that goes in as well as grass does. So yeah, hopefully we'll just get this collected up with the forage wagon. We might do a little test if that does happen, but either way, we will get that in there. I think if it turns to hay, we might be able to just direct sell it in rather than turning it to silage first. So that also might be an option, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how things go. This though is a cracking little tractor, the 7840, doing this job. We should come out the other side of it with a whole load of grass, and it has been a really decent harvest off here. As you can see, we've got this large swath of the lime green, which I think, I'm fairly sure that's either 100% or just under it. We can have a look at that moment. TW35 has finished, so I'm just going to pause that there. There's our TW. We want to get this out of the way, and it's done a little bit of a cut into the. You can see down here we've lost a little bit of the canola, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But we want to stop this and get this home. So the first of our tractors to finish today are 6810 is still going. There we go. So I'll drop this off in our barn, and we can then get back to finishing off the mowing, which yeah, fairly late night run this, but at least we'll have it all done. And the T... Oh, I never checked how much fuel the T-Dub had. It does have... It has just enough. That's a little bit mad. But, yeah. Park this in here. We'll sort out the cultivator later. But that is done and dusted. Last few rows now, and just sort of clearing things up here. Should be able to have this finished. It is getting dark. It's 9:45. This madness, this springtime madness, is gonna be at an end after this. A, because we're leaving spring, and B, because we're gonna have everything we wanted done by the end of spring done, and that is incredible. That is absolutely brilliant. It will allow me to enter summer and for things to calm down a little bit on Six Ashes, and we'll approach things rather nicely. But there we go. This tractor's finished now, and I can get this back to our shed. We do own this shed here as well, actually. I don't really want to do a distributed farm, but yeah, if I'm looking for somewhere to store the combine over the winter, this shed here belongs to us, so we could put that there. Now, is that on its last round? So that is on its last round as well, so we can get all of our tractors back to the shed and have everything cleared up. So we're back to the farm, and just in time, the 6810 has just finished as well. So we'll put this into the shed like so. With that finished off, turn the lights off on that and the engine. We need to do the same on the T-Dub. So turn all the lights off on that. And head up to our 6810 here. That's reached the end as well. Stop driver. Clear course. And yeah, I think we just need to let the T-Dub get a little bit further along first. But you get this back to the barn. So before I do that, we'll end this here. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.